Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. In today's video I'm just going to go over one of the first things I do before starting to overwinter my Musa basjoo bananas. Now I've had growing the Musa basjoo bananas for quite some time now, and I do find there are some tips and tricks which do help to get the plants through, even in much colder climates. Now, for the most part, when it does come to the Musa basjoo banana, we want to protect the pseudostem, so the trunk, if you will, from the frost and cold. Now, I have done an experiment recently, which certainly check out the video if you have not yet, of comparing wrapped versus unwrapped plants and see what the difference is at the end of the year. So right here, we're just taking a look at my large Musa basjoo clump in front of us now, and you can see the wind has absolutely shredded up the leaves and everything else, looking really tatty this time of year. But with that said, when it comes to overwintering, I won't be actually wrapping these properly until probably another month's time, but I do find there is something we can do now which does help the plant to get through. And of course, when it comes to wrapping, we're trying to avoid rot. If we can save as much height as possible, gives us a great head start for the year. Now you can just see under here, we do have a couple little pups in there. Now if you are interested in how to get some free bananas and divide those pups, certainly check out Eddie's video at Woolly Tropicals, which I'll put a link to at the end of the video as well for you, and that will be how to get free plants and divide banana plants there as well for you. But you can just see here on the ground at the moment, we've got lots of leaves that have already taken off. Now the purpose for taking off these leaves now is that, as you can see here with the plants, when you come up close, when you do make a cut into it, you'll just see there's a lot of moisture that comes out of the plant. Now, what we're trying to avoid when we do wrap these is to have any moisture in the straw where we are wrapping the plant. Now, of course, this is to prevent rot. Now, if we can reduce the moisture as much as possible, this can help. So why I'm doing this now is I want these wounds to heal before I actually go to wrap it when we do get the first sort of hard frost. Now, because of all the moisture in the plant, majority of this is lost through the winter, and of course, you're going to get shrinking of your pseudostems as well. But really, with that said, what we can do now, of course, is to kind of take off majority of the leaves on the banana plants now, leaving just a few at the top. You can see I've done it with the Ensete morelli as well. These could have a few more taken off still, but again, I'm just starting that process now, once again, just to aid the plant in recovery before we do wrap it for the winter. Now, for the wrapping method, I will go into that method when it does come to the time that we are having the hard frost, but I just wanted to get that out there now, just so that you guys can start this method if you do prefer to. Now, of course, there's many different ways of how to protect your bananas throughout the winter in cooler climates. Some people cut them nearly down to the ground, big straw bales over the top, and then a tarp, something like that, to keep the moisture out. Now, if you think of these plants, essentially the corm is what's going to be ground hardy. Now, I have seen these, even in such places as zone 4 getting through. So very, very tough ground hardy plant. Now, this is the Musa sikkimensis here, which you can also see has gotten torn up by the winds. Another Musa basjoo clump here. This is a first-year one. Again, we're going to be doing all the same protection methods with all of these. Sikkimensis are found to be nearly as hardy as the Musa basjoo here in the UK. Now, I do find banana plants are one of the ones that, if you haven't started your tropical journey yet, a great plant to get into, as once again, there's many different methods to get these through. Very little work with these, and instant impact when it does come to the summer here. But as you can see, majority of my garden at the moment is still looking quite green. I'm quite happy that for the most part it doesn't look like any frosts are predicted for quite some time now. So as is, I try not to do anything wrapping any plants before it is needed. I do find that if you kind of go ahead and wrap things way before they actually need it, it can actually cause more damage to the plant as well. You can see this is the Ensete morelli here. This one did have a strange variegation on it, which I'll show earlier in the year. Take a look at that video if you haven't checked it out yet. You can also see here we've got the little blue star fern just down there. Quite a nice little fern. Go over some protection methods for those as well for the winter, but again, a lovely fern you can add to your collection. I've also got a few new ferns that have arrived from Jungle in the Box recently, which I'll put out a video too on those. Quite a few rare ferns as well. Really pleased with those, and I'm going to do a little kind of overview of the ferns we picked up on that. So certainly keep an eye out for that on the channel. We've also just released our full pond build, which is the one with the bridge that you can see in the background there. So certainly check that out. Really fun build, and great kind of step-by-step if you're looking about how to build a pond or water feature in your garden. Quite a few other bits on the channel as well, and as always, certainly check out the friends of the channel. They'll be listed in the comment section below. Check out their channels, give them a subscribe, and as of course, with that said, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, certainly feel free to do so. As mentioned before, if you do have any pictures of your garden that you'd like to show off, certainly let me know. I'd be interested to kind of see those as well. Find us on Facebook. We've just started our Richard's UK Tropical Garden page over there as well, putting out a lot of the updates as well. But with that said, of course, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.